how to do this. I think I remember how to do this. I think I remember how to do this. We'll see. I did a test live stream last night, and I did a test live stream this morning as well, just to make sure that I did actually remember how to do all this. So, hi, everybody. It is good to see you. We'll start in 25 seconds. It sounds like everything is working properly. So many familiar faces in the chat. Good to see all of you. Let me see. I'm just checking all the blinky lights and toggles to make sure everything is the way it is supposed to be. 3, 2, 1. Actually, there was a 0 there, wasn't there? Well, hello. How are all of you? It has been a long time. I think it's actually been 5 weeks, May 30th, and then a bunch of Fridays in June, right? Let me see here on my calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Wow, that's a long time. So for those of you that don't know, for those of you that do know, you're probably tired of hearing the story. But for those of you that don't know, I injured myself playing baseball, and so I took quite a long break from YouTube. Probably the longest break I've ever taken. But today I thought I would ease back into doing live streams by doing a Q&A live stream. In English, when you ease back into something, you don't go 100%. You don't do it full on. You kind of take it easy. So I'm going to live stream for about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour if I feel good. And I'll answer as many questions as you have. There is a link in the description below and pinned in the comment section as well. But without further ado, I should just say hi to people. Let me scroll back. Hi to Vitor, Mode Eggs, Know That, Hafiez, Freddie Wolf, John Wedge, Hite, Judith, Lolly Lolly, Vitor, Freddie Wolf, Judith. I'm saying names twice. Gabriel, Elena. I know Burgett was here earlier but couldn't stay. Leanne, English with Elena, Paco San, Minusmel, Talus, Newer. Let me scroll down. Saktio, Know That, of course. Yes, Know That is popping up the phrase from my second channel, which I think, it isn't actually the Leave a Scar one. Kind of a ominous lesson to do the day I got hurt. Hello to Justina Lakhdar, Anushka, Santa Katerina, Edith, Adrian, Key Park, of course, Cat Diary, and so many other familiar names. If I missed your name, I'm sorry, but hello. It is good to see all of you. It is very, very cool to be back and to be live streaming again. I do have the outside camera set up, which I think is working. It's very calm out there. There is a little bit of movement I can see on the branches of the tree. I'm forgetting to look at the camera. I'm supposed to look at the camera. I usually have a little note on my computer screen that says, look at the camera. So then you feel like I'm looking at you. And I do feel then like I'm looking at you. But anyways, I'm rambling a bit. Let's get to the questions. I'm not going to talk about how I'm feeling right now because I bet someone is going to ask about that as I start to answer the questions. Lots of people saying hi in the chat right now. Very cool. Thank you so much for that. Let me see here. Let me get the first question on the screen. Here we go, from Know That. And I need to put it on the screen, don't I? Here we go. Hello, Bob. First of all, it's so great to see you on a live stream again. What are your plans for the summer break? I mean, aside from recovering from your injuries, thanks, Bob. So I had a couple of building projects that I was planning to do. I wanted to build Jen a little bridge, and I wanted to build a second chicken tractor. That's a mobile chicken coop because we have a few new chickens. But I'm sure I'm going to have to wait a little while before I get to those. I was originally going to go visit Brent. That's obviously not happening anymore. I don't really feel like traveling. We never really finalized those plans anyways, but maybe next year we will do that. And then, yes, definitely recovering. That would be my plan for this summer. And on that note, in English, when you say on that note, it means since we're talking about it anyways, I do have to go to what's called physiotherapy today. It's my first visit, mostly for my leg. I don't think my collarbone is ready yet for that. And then I have a doctor's appointment later this afternoon where they'll x-ray my collarbone again and tell me if it is healing. And then based on those results, I'll know better what I'm able to do and not do this summer. But thanks for the question. Know that. Key Park says, good to see Bob's back. Thank you. Know that says, you managed to get the table out of the room, the one for your tax returns, Bob. Yes. So that one is gone. The table that was right there. There was a pair of crutches there this morning, but I moved those. Mode says, my question is all about you. Haha. Thanks, Mode. I'll get to your question. I think it's next, actually. Unibi says, Bob's streaming inside of his live stream. Yes, that is how it works. Let's see here. Oh, did you see a dog out there? Possibly. Okay, let me get the next question on the screen. The next question is from Mode. Let me get a sip of water here. From Mode. Hi, Mr. Bob. How are you now, really? How is your left shoulder and your right leg? Leg with a Canadian accent. How's the farm and how's the flower season going? Give us the scoop. So here's the deal. In terms of my leg, I think it's about 80 to 90% better. It feels way better. The first 2 or 3 weeks, I couldn't even put on my own socks. So a good measure of how my leg is doing is I can put on my own socks and shoes now. There was a little time there where I had to have Jen put my socks on. Very humbling experience, and to put my shoes on for me. But I can do that myself now. I can't quite take a full stride because I think my hamstring muscle is very, very tight. So I'll have to just wait and see what they say at physio today. Excellent. How's the collarbone? Well, you could tell right there. This is how high I can lift my left arm. So my collarbone, I'm kind of curious to see today what the x-ray shows. The last x-ray from 3 weeks ago wasn't very pleasant to look at, but we'll see. In terms of my collarbone, excuse me, here's how I measure that. I can do this, so I can put my hands up this high. Obviously, this one can go higher. I can rotate my shoulder back and forth without pain. I can shrug again, which is a good sign. But other than that, it feels pretty good. It's way less painful than it was. So hopefully that answered that first part. How's the farm and how's the flower season going? We are very thankful that our older children still live with us. So my youngest kid is still in high school. But we have now 4 of us living, 4 kids are home in the summer. And so they are helping Jen quite a bit. And I'm still helping Jen as much as I can as well. Mode says, I don't mean to pressure you, Mr. Bob, but it seems like the hammock will have to wait for 1 more year, maybe more. Oh, well. So I'm glad I'm laughing. I couldn't laugh for a while. And I tried to avoid sneezing and coughing because it hurt so much. But now I can laugh. But yes, I think the hammock is going to have to wait a little bit. Let me see here. Okay. From Lolly Lolly, next question. What's the temperature like at your place in Canada? So today it's going to be 27 degrees Celsius. It has actually been warmer than that for most of the last few days. It's been over 30 degrees most days and a lot of humidity. We did get some rain, which is good for the crops. I'm very happy about that. And then also because it makes Jen's life easier because she doesn't have to water as much. If any of you watch Jen's YouTube channel, you'll notice she doesn't have to water anymore. She'll probably explain that this week. But yes, it's warm. As you can see here, it's a beautiful sunny day. Oh, I should leave it here because you get to see, there's Walter. So Walter is the black dog, and there's Oscar. Oscar is the orangish brown dog. And then that's Jen walking quickly because she probably knows she's on camera and doesn't want to be seen. But yes, a beautiful day outside. An English question. Here we go. From Julia. Could you suggest some shows that will help us improve English on a daily basis? Little fix there. So here's what I noticed as I've been not very active. Netflix, if you have Netflix, is a great source of TV shows, and they also have fairly good subtitles. So I would say pick a modern TV show. Don't watch a show about fantasy or science fiction. I know some of you like those types of shows, but watch a show where it's modern day, a show that takes place in the year 2020 or later, and then you will be learning pretty good everyday English that we actually use on a daily basis. Personally, I like shows that have like police procedurals or police dramas. Those are my favorite, but you could watch any of those. The other thing I would highly recommend is to watch reality TV, or what I call unscripted TV. When you watch reality TV, you're seeing authentic conversations between people, and it can be quite helpful as you're learning English. From Milad, are you an architect, Bob? No, I am not an architect. I am someone who, if I see something, I can copy it, but I have never designed something as an architect. No, I have never, ever done that. But it sounds like a cool job for sure. Brent's here. Hi, Brent. Good to see you. Happy July 4th. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Happy 4th of July. Happy belated Canada Day. Glad you're back, Bob. Thanks, Brent. Thanks so much for that. Brent, you are awesome. Thanks for texting me a few times as I was trying to live my life each day. It was good to get some hopeful, nice messages from you, encouraging me to get better. Freddie Wolf says, Bob's water glass color matches with his shirt today. Yes, it does, doesn't it? It's very cool. Hey, the top fans thing, I don't know how that works, but I think maybe you can only get 150 XP. I'll have to ask YouTube about that. People saying hi to Brent. Good to see you. And yeah, happy 4th of July. Let's see here. I'll get to the next question. From Hite. Hey, Bob, long time no see. Does your collarbone and leg recovering, or are your collarbone and leg recovering? I think so. I think based on, I tried to keep some notes about what things felt like. This definitely feels better than it did 3 weeks ago. That's all I can say. I don't have to wear a sling anymore. Although if I go a whole day without wearing the sling is what holds my arm right here. If I go a whole day without wearing it, it does hurt the next day quite a bit. So, Hieronymus says, hi, Bob, do the farmers plant rice in Canada? Not usually. I don't think we might grow wild rice in parts of Quebec, but I don't know if we grow rice like in the normal sense of growing rice. Let me see here. From Judith. Judith says, hi, Bob. Why do you need 2 chicken tractors? Why do you have only yellow chickens? Are they cheaper? Have a speedy recovery. So we need 2 chicken tractors because the one isn't big enough to hold 25 chickens. So we do have, I think, 12 in the chicken tractor now. We have 12 more chickens in the barn that are, well, they were little, but they're a lot bigger now. So we do need to keep them, like, I guess we could put them all in one, but it would be fairly crowded. And we're not sure if they would be nice to each other. Why do we have yellow chickens? I think Jen buys the chickens that I think they're good for eggs, but I also think they're good for if you want to eat them later. Like, I think because there's different breeds and I don't know all of the details about it, but it's something along those lines. From Ario, how are you doing, Mr. Bobby? How do you feel now? Speedy recovery. My question is, what is your take on ChatGPT 4.0 or 4.0? That model available in Indonesia as well, you know. So I did subscribe to ChatGPT what I've done, because I'm a computer teacher, is I subscribe to ChatGPT for a couple of months every year since it came out, and I play around with it to see what it is useful for. And it's definitely becoming useful for certain tasks. I don't personally use it myself, but I do know, like, let's say I want to know what's a good emoji to go with this English word. It's a great source for that. But pretty cool. Yeah. Great for learning English, by the way, I would say for sure. From Minos Mill, good to see you, almost at 100%. Yeah, I think I said I'm at 75%. To my question, I saw a native speaker say Greek and brick don't rhyme, but to my ear, they sound the same. Could you explain it? So to me, Greek and brick. So one is a very long sounding E, Greek, and one is a very short I, brick, Rick. There's a lot of words that have that short I sound. So Greek and brick. It is definitely a different sound. Let me say it one more time. Greek and brick. That's how I would say those two. Let's see here. Key Park. Hi, Bob. Totally recovered already. Hope you feel perfect just like before. Oh, we should go to a bigger camera so you can see the dogs and Jen walk again. Now I can't see the question. Let me go back here. Hope you feel perfect just like before. A question. What did you do to celebrate Canada Day? Thank you. Oh, that's a great question. Obviously, I haven't talked for this long for a while. What did you do to celebrate Canada Day? So in our local town, there was a small concert, and they had two guys who called themselves the Soul Brothers, and they were a cover band for, who are they? Maybe someone in the chat can tell me. It's Jim Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, the Blues Brothers. So the Blues Brothers were like a blues band in the 80s and 90s, I think. And maybe they started on Saturday Night Live. And then the Soul Brothers are a cover band. A cover band is a band that pretends they're the real band. So we went and listened to them. And then at the end of the evening, there were fireworks. It was very, very cool. We usually go every year. And sometimes it's a good band. Sometimes it's, not as good. I don't want to comment on this year. I'm not a huge fan of that kind of music. So that might have colored my opinion of it. Let's see here. In the chat, Mode says, I think one of the reasons teachers try to keep an eye on ChatGPT is because they want to get better at knowing if their students are using it to do their assignments. Yeah, it has become quite a problem. Like, we've gone back to having students do a lot with pen and paper. Like, our exams are all with pen and paper. Our tests are all with pen and paper. And we've started to count. So in teaching, you weigh different assignments, and tests and quizzes and exams that are written by pen and paper without technology, we are now scoring as a heavier, like, it counts for more of the assignment. Brent says, I saw a Tragically Hip cover band once in Montreal. That's who we saw last year. Last year at Canada Day, it was a Tragically Hip cover band. It was very cool. Okay, let me get another question on the screen. Here we go. Do you have Snapchat? I did. I never used it. I refer to Snapchat as the app for young people. No, I have Facebook, which I don't really use except to look at Facebook Marketplace if I want to buy things. But yes, I do not have Snapchat. From Lucas. Hi, Bob. Just wanted to thank you for your lessons and how much you've helped me to improve my English. You're welcome. And nowadays I'm C1 level, tested by Duolingo English test. Thanks. You are very, very welcome, Lucas. So congratulations on that. I'm sure my videos helped, but I'm sure you did a lot of other things as well in order to improve your English. So congratulations. That's very, very cool. C1 is awesome. That is an awesome level to be at. From Aero Velocity. I'm Australian And I want to learn the Canadian accent so I can talk to my uncle because he is Canadian. How long would it take to master the accent? So a little fix there in the question. It really depends. Some people, you've probably noticed this if you watch movies, some people are really good at learning and mimicking other English accents. I can't do an Australian accent. Like I can't do an Australian accent. It's very, very challenging. But some people have a talent for that. So if you are talented in mimicking the way other people speak, it wouldn't take you very long at all. Although I must say, the Canadian accent it's fairly neutral and very close to American English. So it's just a few words you would need to learn. I don't know what this is, so I'm going to skip it. From Dan Man. Hello, dear teacher Bob. I have maybe a specific question, but not bad from my perspective. My question is, have you ever visited church in America? So when I was in university, I went to visit a friend of mine who lived in Philadelphia. His dad was he was a provost at a local college, I think. And he went to a Baptist church. So I went to a service with him. And it was much different than I've been to churches in Canada. But it was much different. There was a service, like a church service, and then they all had lunch together and they spent the whole afternoon at the church playing games. It was quite a long, I want to say ordeal. Maybe that's not the right word for it, but yes, I have been to a church in America. Actually, on a few occasions, I've been to different churches with friends or family. Unsol, hi, Mr. Bob. You've been through a lot, and I'm really glad to see you back. Thank you. Just wondering, did this time give you moments of peace, or was it mostly a struggle? Thanks, bye. That's a great question. So here's when I feel moments of peace after, like I had heart surgery, and then now I've broken my collarbone. After the doctor tells me I'm going to be okay, that helps me quite a bit. I'm really looking forward to going today. I'm hoping I get good news. Because that will make me feel at peace. The other thing is I've had a lot of time to catch up on other YouTube channels I watch and to watch a lot of television. And I very much enjoy that. Although at this point, I've run out of movies and I've run out of shows to watch. What I mean by that is I think I've watched everything that I can possibly watch at this point in time. So I'm very much enjoying the fact that I'm mobile. I can drive again. I can go outside for a walk and those kinds of things. But mostly it just hurt for the first 3 weeks. Unsel, it just hurt a lot. That's all I'll say. Like the kind of hurt that you're like, oh, is this ever going to get better? Not a nice time at all. Elena, how do you English native speakers understand the word hometown? So my hometown is the town where I spent most of my childhood. I actually didn't live in a town. I lived close to a town, but I would refer to the town where someone grows up in, or the town closest to them when they grow up is their hometown. Yeah, that would be my best description. So sometimes when you move a lot, when you're a kid, you don't feel like you have a hometown. But if you live in the same place as a child for a long time, then you feel like that is the town closest to you, or the town you live in, you would say is your hometown. That's a great question. I forget about that word sometimes, the word hometown. And we use it in other ways too, right? Like he's a real hometown boy. That means he's probably from like a small American town, and he's an honest person, right? That's how Brent's a good hometown boy, probably. From Judith. This question comes up every once in a while. Hello, hi Bob. Will you have time to play GeoGuessr with us? Thank you. I don't think so. So when you guys were asking how I'm really doing, Mode asked at the beginning, how are you really doing? You'll notice that, that's not the one I wanted to click. You'll notice that I put a video out this past Tuesday You'll notice that I have not started putting videos out on my second channel. You'll notice that I'm not doing a traditional lesson with words and phrases this morning because I'm still not feeling super energetic. I do spend a lot of time sleeping. Like, if you want to know what I've spent most of the last 5 weeks doing, I've spent a lot of time sleeping. I sleep about 10 hours every night, and I have like 2 1-hour naps every day. So I'm slowly easing back in to doing YouTube. So probably no GeoGuessr anytime soon. But hopefully every day is better than the day before. From Alden Brooks. Hi, Bob. Do you think in another language, and do you have a linguistic alter ego? I don't think so. Je pense que je suis la même personne en français. I think I'm the same person in French. And in order for me to think in French, si je veux penser en français, il faut parler en français beaucoup. So if I spend an entire day speaking French, then eventually I do start thinking in French. And it's kind of a weird thing. Yeah, but I think when you start to think in English, if you're learning English, it's a very cool experience. Brent says GeoGuessr was super fun. Was that 2 years ago? Maybe 3? Time flies. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. It was when I was young and full of energy and wanted to try new things. But yes, it was very, very fun. I liked seeing other parts of the world. And what country were we always guessing? Was it Hungary or Romania? I can't remember. But yeah, it was cool. I should do that again sometime, but we'll see. I think I promised Judith I would do it maybe this summer, but I wasn't expecting to be injured. From Ayapan. Can you please explain the difference between sleep and asleep, and when should we use it? So asleep is more like the word sleeping. Like, I was sleeping and the Amazon delivery truck came. I was asleep and the Amazon delivery truck came. That actually happened yesterday because I sleep a lot. So I would say at night you go to sleep. Once you are sleeping, you are asleep. So I think sleeping and asleep are very, very similar in their usage. So the dog was sleeping under the tree. The dog was asleep under the tree. Let's see if there's no dog right now. I think there might be a dog sleeping beside Jen's little gator there. There's a dog that is asleep over there if you look closely. Let's see here. Next question. Sip of water. Oh, I should say hi to the 273 people who are watching. Welcome. If you don't know what this is, I'm Bob the Canadian. I teach English here on YouTube. You should subscribe to my channel and you will get notified when a new lesson comes out. This past week, I did a lesson about injuries and I talked about painkillers and crutches and all of those kinds of things. If you want to learn about that, there is a link in the chat. I could probably do that, can't I? Oh, apparently I'm saying thanks. That was still posted there. Is it this one? I think it's this one. I think that will give you a link to the video I did on injuries. We'll see. Yes, there we go. Okay, what was I doing though? I was losing my train of thought. Oh, Unibi. Next question. Here we go. Hi, Mr. Bob. Glad to see you're gradually getting back on track. Does insurance cover sports injuries up there in Canada? Thanks, and take care of yourself. So in Canada, we have universal healthcare or free healthcare. So I did not need to pay to go to the hospital. I did need to pay $45 after the fact. Like a week later, they sent me a bill for the ambulance ride. So it was $45 for the ambulance to take me to the hospital. And I did have to pay for the sling that I wore. The sling did cost me $40 as well. And I did have to pay for my crutches. So it's not entirely free. I did have to pay for those 3 things. So I had to pay for, just a sec, let me just see. There we go. I'm coming back. You guys got to see a little brief view of that. I'm just wearing shorts right now. I'm wearing shorts because I have to go for physiotherapy later, and I want to make sure that the physiotherapist can see my legs. I'm just putting on my Fitbit and wedding ring. I consider these like good luck charms when I do a live stream or when I make a video. I always make sure I'm wearing them. So yeah, I had to pay for the ambulance. I had to pay for the crutches. I had to pay for the sling. The ambulance was only $45 because I actually needed it. If it turned out I was faking it or didn't need it, I think it costs triple or even more. Something like that. Okay. Kurdish, Uncle Bob, in real life, which quality is more important, consistency or persistence in learning a language? That's a tough one because they're kind of related. So consistency would be you're going to study every day for 1 hour from 4 o'clock until 5 o'clock. You're going to do it every day for 10 months. You're going to be consistent. Persistence would be even when you don't feel like it, you do it anyway. So I think you need both. I think you really do need both. I'm just laughing at the chat because people are like, haha, shorts are comfortable. Shorts. Yes, definitely wearing shorts. Hey, Mode, thanks for the gift. So Benny Tang has received a gift from Mode. It is now a member of the channel. Very cool. And I do have a surprise for members coming up in a few weeks. I had a project that I put on hold, but I will let you know. I think I'll have it to the point where I can let you try it out. I'll explain more in about 3 weeks. I was going to have it done by the end of June, but I didn't have it done. But it's a way to practice your English vocabulary, and it'll be free for members. Let me see here. I think they're both important. You have to have consistency, but you also have to have, you have to have persistence to actually do what you plan to do. Let's see here. Mo says a little something to cover the ambulance. Yeah, I think I could afford it. Don't worry. I was very happy. Hey, if you want me to be serious about what made me happy, while I took a small break from YouTube, I know I put out some update videos. All of you watched a lot of my videos. My channel did okay. So I still was able to earn my ad revenue and make a living from YouTube. So I very much appreciated that. There were some times during my break where you guys were watching more videos than normal. So thank you so much for watching videos. If you don't know how YouTube works, the more videos you watch and the longer you watch and the more ads you watch, it helps the creator to earn some money. Okay. So if there's anything you ever want to do to help a YouTuber who maybe has to take a break, it's to go watch their old videos, watch the whole video, watch the ad at the beginning, give a thumbs up, leave a comment. All of that really helps them in the long run. So that's what you should do if you know a YouTuber that needs help. Okay. From Milad, when do you usually start a live stream? Does it have a timetable? So yes, normally every Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a live English lesson where I teach words and phrases on a specific topic. In fact, I betcha I can go here. A few weeks ago, I did one on describing people's flaws. That was the last one. So that's every Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I shouldn't say every Friday. I do about 45 a year. I take some weeks off when I have family stuff. I do a Q&A live stream like this one, usually the first Saturday of every month. I'll be doing another one in August. I didn't do one in June because I was a little bit out of commission, but I will do, and I'm not going to do one in July because it's kind of the beginning of July right now, so I'm sort of doing it. But that is the timetable. So the biggest thing is every Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I do them. Okay. Taha, Egypt. How can I speak perfect English? Lots of practice, lots of speaking practice, and also understanding that you will never speak perfect English. It's very difficult to speak English perfectly, even for me as a native speaker. I actually made a mistake well, not a mistake, but in my last video, I think I said all of a sudden. And I think the correct phrase is all of the sudden. Let me see here. All of a sudden. See, I don't even know the difference. I think I said all of the sudden. Like, let's see. Yeah, so the correct phrase is all of a sudden to describe something that's happening. Like if I was walking along and all of a sudden a bird flew out of the bush. All of the sudden is apparently incorrect, but that's how I say it. Anyways, your job is to practice a lot. That's what I would say. In the chat, Danny Dust says, hello, Bob. I never got to say hi in a live stream, even though I've been following you since January 2023. Very cool. I love your videos and they've helped me a lot. Hugs from Brazil. Thanks for that, Danny Dust. Very cool. Mode says, of course you can afford it, Mr. Bob. You're rich and famous, Bob the Canadian. It's about letting you know that we're here for you. It's never about paying your expenses. Yes, thank you very much for that, Mode. And about being rich and famous, what makes me laugh about this whole YouTube thing is that the meaning of the name Robert. So my first name is Robert, meaning of Robert. So the meaning of the name Robert is famous and bright. And I've never wanted to be famous or bright, but I feel like YouTube has at least allowed me to connect with a lot of people. So I am thankful that I am in some ways living up to the meaning of my name in a small way. Okay, let's see here. From S, hi, I wish you all the best always. Can I know what is your opinion about gambling? So I'm going to change that word a bit. What is your opinion about gambling? I am not a gambler. So I do not go to the casino. I do not buy lottery tickets. The reason, okay, and the reason is I'm not against gambling. Some people love gambling. I have played poker with friends in the past, but I would say in the last decade, I think I accidentally bought a lottery ticket once at the gas station. I went to pay and he was like, do you want a lotto ticket? And I was like, whatever. And then I ended up buying one, but no. And here's my reason, because mathematically, statistically, when you know how random numbers work, you just aren't going to win. So I would rather use my money for something where I can get a result. And with gambling, I understand it's fun for some people. So anyways, I don't gamble. I don't bet on sports games. I don't buy lottery tickets. I used to work at a restaurant where we bought a lottery ticket together once a week. So I've done that. Mode says, here's what I noticed. Some Canadians and a few Americans say all of the sudden, but the rest of the English speaking world says the dictionary version, all of a sudden. Yeah, I really need to listen for that one to see how people use that phrase. I'd be curious. Oh, this is an easy one. Fidelis. Hi, Bob the Canadian. Hi, Fidelis. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Hey, did the camera stop working? Oh, no, it's very slow. Oh, you can see Jen working out there. It's too bad we can't zoom in and spy on her, see what she's doing. She's probably making a video right now. Henry, good to see you, Henry. Henry from Taiwan says, hi, Teacher Bob. It's good to have you back. Hope you recover soon and everything is back on track. I hope so too. I'm looking forward to, I'm sure today at physio, they will give me some exercises to do to increase my range of motion. Well, I'm moving my arm, but physio today is for my leg. But hopefully they give me some things to do to help. From Takagero, hello, Mr. Bob. Thank you for returning to live streams. Grats for recovering. Do you have any plans in baseball? I don't think I'm going to play baseball again. I think maybe next time I will coach the team instead of playing. In the chat, Hafia says, the Friends episode where each 6 of them buy 50 lotto tickets. Then Phoebe, holding the lotto tickets, was attacked by a pigeon, accidentally throwing them over the balcony. Yes. That's how I feel about lottery tickets. If you buy them, a pigeon's going to attack you and they are going to go over the balcony. From Sufyan, hello, Bob. I hope you feel better now. My question is about connection words. When I do a diction test, I always fall in these mistakes. The connection, can you advise me? So using connecting words, I think it all just comes down to practice. I would, if you use ChatGPT, I would ask it to give you some example sentences and then help you practice them. If not, just do a search online for lots of example sentences for sure. Let me see here. Hey guys, this month is Bob's birthday. That's Minos Mill. I don't know what I've confirmed or not confirmed about my birthday, but what I will say is that I've not had my birthday yet. That's the hint for this year. I have not celebrated my birthday yet. Freddie Wolf says, Bob, if you listen to native French people, you hear so many speaking mistakes. The same thing happens by writings. Sometimes you need to be Champollion to be able to read it. I don't have my reading glasses on. I hope I read that right. Yeah, English speakers the same. You know, we make mistakes all the time. Minos Mill, although he never told us exactly which day it is, if every day at least one person guesses, one of us will get it right and Bob will receive his happy birthday on the right day. Maybe. Maybe I don't have a birthday. That's not true. Obviously, I have a birthday. Minos Mill, I have my guess, and when the day comes, I'll say happy birthday and hope I'm right. We'll see. But again, big hint there. I have not celebrated my birthday yet this year, and it's not today. So there you go. Yes, Hafiaz, take note. Bob's birthday is after July 4th. From Lolly Lolly, let's see here. Let's get it on the screen. Seem and look like, same meaning. So let me give you some examples. It seems cloudy today. It looks like it's cloudy today. It seems like it's going to rain today. It looks like it's going to rain today. So you can use it in the same way. But I could also say this, they seem guilty. They look guilty. So then you're not going to use look like in that situation. So let's see here from MG Thant. Hey, Bob, American and Canadian English are pretty similar. Am I right? Yes, they are very, very similar, especially if you look at like the upper eastern part of the US and like through Ohio and into Michigan, very similar. Although I watch a few YouTubers, farmers that are in Minnesota, and they sound the same as me. Actually, I have a hard time hearing their accents. So, although a lot of YouTubers speak a more neutral type of English. I don't know if you knew that. Key Park, I remember the word alligator when you said the word gator. Could you please tell the difference between alligator and crocodile? Thank you. So the difference is an alligator will see you later and a crocodile will see you in a while. No, sorry, I'm getting that wrong. I don't know. I know that alligators freshwater? Gator and are crocodiles saltwater? Let's see. Difference. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is. Just run away. That's what I would say. So it says crocodiles look similar, but are different. Yeah, okay, we know that. 4 key differences. Here we go. Snout shape, size, habitat. So crocodiles like brackish water, a mix of fresh and salt water. Alligators like fresh water. Okay, so we do have some difference there. All I know is we don't have alligators or crocodiles here in Canada. Someone mentioned I was close to the river in one of my videos and they were afraid that an alligator would get me, but we don't have alligators here. Freddie the Frenchie, Bob, how do you manage while you are sleeping not to hurt your collarbone by flipping around while you're laying down? I have to sleep on a couch right now, and I sleep on a couch with pillows, so I'm raised up, and I can't roll left or right. So I also sleep with my sling on sometimes just to make sure I don't accidentally hurt my arm. Sleeping was actually the hardest thing to do the first week after my injury because it was hard. I actually couldn't get off the couch by myself without Jen helping me up with my good arm. So that's still challenging. I can't sleep obviously on my left side. I can't roll onto that side, so I have to be careful. Zervan, what's your favorite person in your life? Jen, obviously. I'm speeding things up here just a little bit. From Amaran. Hi, Bob. I just want to say, how are you getting on today? Pretty good. I think I decided to do a half-hour live stream. It's been 45 minutes. I feel good. I think I can easily finish all the questions. I do think by the time I get home later today, after my doctor's appointment, I'll probably sleep for 2 hours. By the way, I sleep a lot because that's when your body heals the most, apparently. That's what your body, if you sleep and you have an injury, your body will heal. Brent says, I thought it had something to do with the snout, and Florida is the only place where they exist together. I did no research and could be completely wrong. Yeah, I always guess, then verify. That's my approach. Let's see here. S says, sorry, I mean Cambly. I've never used Cambly. I hear it's quite helpful for finding a speaker. Although I like Preply, by the way. Preply is a good place to find a speaker. Tony says, hello, sir. Could you please create some videos to help improve English communication for daily office interactions? I will do that. I think I did a lesson on that once. Let me just see here. Although I don't know if I did phrases. Bob the Canadian, the office. Yeah, English and job vocabulary. And I did one on small talk. So that might be a good lesson to do here. Just let me get you a link for the office and job vocabulary one. I'll put that in the chat for a sec. Okay, let me get to the next question. Patouche, what is the best way for someone from Iraq to get into Canada in a legal way? So legal, no, not legally, but legal. Go to just do a search for how to immigrate to Canada. Go to the Government of Canada website and read the details there. I personally don't know, but it is possible. Okay, I do know it is possible. Should I tell someone when he talks to me too often as an opposite gender? Is it too direct? I think it's okay to ask people to call you by your proper name and gender. Yeah, if they've made a mistake, it's awkward, but yes, you could say that. From Good Luck on Physio Later, how is Department Q? Can you give a short review? Hee. So I am claustrophobic. When you are claustrophobic, you do not like being in a small space. Department Q was very good. It's a TV series. It's on Netflix right now. But I don't think this is a spoiler, but someone is trapped for most of the series. Did I just give away the ending? Maybe not. You'll find out. I liked it. It was a very well-written British TV show. I think you would enjoy it as well. Bibiana, what is the meaning of war of attrition? We don't need the C in there. War of attrition. I have to look that one up. I think I know what it means. War of attrition. Meaning. Sorry, I'm a little. Yeah, so it's a war where you're trying to wear down your opponent by forcing them to use all of their resources. So a prolonged war, and each side seeks to gradually wear down the other. Yeah. So last question. Here we go. Youssef. Hi, Bob. I want to know how I can improve my speaking. Thanks a lot. Well, you need to find an English speaking partner. You can do a lot of things yourself, but the best way, in my opinion, to improve your speaking is to find an English speaking partner. There are many websites where you can find it. I prefer Preply. I've used Preply in the past. There's a link in the description below. You will have to pay, but it is just a great way to improve your English speaking skills. Find a partner, meet them on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever, or if they have their own way to meet, and you're good. Let's see. Yeah, like a siege in medieval times, says Hafiz. Okay, we're going to wrap this up, people. This is the end of the English Q&A lesson. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I don't know if you can tell, I'm starting to get tired. I don't need a nap in the morning, but hey, that's the way it goes. So what's the plan going forward? I will slowly ease back into my full YouTube schedule. So I'm not sure what next week will look like. There will definitely be a Tuesday video. There might be a video on my second channel. We'll see how things go. But there will definitely be a live English lesson next week, Friday. I'm not sure what the topic will be, but it will be really, really fun. So anyways, thanks to all of you for popping in and saying hi. Thank you for your kind words. Know that says, thanks for the great Q&A lesson and cozy get together, Bob. It was really nice hanging around with you again after such a long time. I wish you and your family a lovely Friday and weekend. Thanks, know that. And I wish you the same. So bye, everybody. Bye to Lolly. Bye to John Wedge. Bye to PA. Bye to Brent. Let's see here. Hafia says, didn't know here you were going there with the claustrophobic comment. Oh, I forgot that happened. I was thinking due to their office was in a toilet. No, I'm talking about the other part of it. Bye to Key Park, Hafiaz, John Wedge, Eva, Freddie Wolf, Lolly Lolly, Minismill, Mohammed, Brent again, Pear, CB, Wanda Prado, Cat Diary. Mode says, thank you so much for your precious time. I hope your physiotherapy appointment goes well. Thanks, Mode, for that. And I hope I get good news. Let's see here. Bye to Daquan, Pedro, Hippo, Maria, Judith, Unabi, Know That, Cat Diary, Mara. I'm saying names twice now, aren't I? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting my channel while I was unable to make content. Remember, if you ever want to support a YouTuber who is unable to make videos, the best thing you can do is go watch their old videos. And the best thing for you to do is to watch the whole video from start to end. Give a thumbs up if you haven't. Share the video, leave a comment. It just really helps. And then, of course, if you watch the ad, that helps them as well. So again, thank you to all of you who did that while I was gone. I very much appreciate it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye. I'm going to leave you with a beautiful outdoor view. I think the leaves are still moving, but have a good day. I'm off for some advice from the physiotherapist and from the doctor. Bye.